Hey everybody, welcome back to True North VR. Today we are checking out the Noiposi VR head strap for your MetaQuest 3, 3S, and even MetaQuest 2. We're going to unbox it, assemble it. I'm going to show you how to use it, and of course give you my review. Let's jump into it. Alright, so in the box we have actually quite a bit going on here, a little bit more than I feel like I'm used to for head straps. We have, of course, our user manual, which does have some good information in there. We have our back pad, we have a microfiber cloth that came with it in the bottom. We have what's going to be the top of the head pad and where the back pad and battery are going to go. We have our battery, we have a charging cable, we have the cable that's going to go from the battery to our headset. We have a screwdriver with some little screws, and we have two different little parts here, arms for the Quest 2 or arms for the Quest 3 or 3S. So let's get into how to assemble this. First, I always like to show, because I've had people ask in previous ones, how to remove what's going on here to install things. For this one, it doesn't look like we're actually going to need to uninstall the facial interface. However, if you find that when you're taking off the head strap here, I'm going to start with this top strap. If you find that this is too tight of a fit to pull it out, you may need to remove your facial interface. To do that, there is pins in the top, right, left, bottom, right, and left. So I usually just pinch and kind of wiggle back. You could see that one pop loose there. I'm just going to do that along the bottom, do that on this side. There we go. Set that to the side for a minute here. This will now more easily come loose there. For the arms here, make sure you're putting good pressure on the back of the arm. Use the extra little bit of plastic and it will just pop right off. Do the same on this side. Never had any issues with that. Now we are good to install in there when we need to. So according to our user manual, our first steps that we need to do are make sure this piece that came like this is now up like that. You can see, if you're wondering which way is the top, on the insides here we have arrows that are pointing up. So that's going to need to sit like that. You then need to go in and choose the arms that fit for your headset. So I'm going to choose the Quest 3 and 3S. And what we need to do here is we have a big L, we have a big R. These are going to be going and attaching right here. Now there is a big R right there, a big L there, so you can easily figure out which one is which. So I'm just going to line up these three dots, as you see there, and that's where we need to put these little screws. I left them in the bag because I didn't want to lose them because they're pretty small. Line that up, and I'm going to use the little screwdriver and tighten these in. Okay, that one seems good and tight. Now we can do the other side. Okay, so we have those both in there. Notice that they still are going to be able to click into different positions. That's completely normal. As long as they aren't loose at this spot, that is what we are looking for. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go a little bit different than the user manual. The user manual has you inserting these into your Quest right now. Let's not do that yet. I would rather take our head pad, our back pad, and put that in. Again, we have an L, we have an R, we have an R, we have an L. These just need to line up. You can see that there, and push into place. Line up there, push into place. Nice and solid. And now I would go ahead and we can see that these arms are going to fit in. You can see how that fits in there. And once that back part's fitting in, I'm just going to put some pressure towards the front, and you can see it clip right in. Same with this side. Get the back slotted in there. Put some pressure towards the front. And there we go. You'll be able to see if it's not lined up or not. If you wanted to put your facial interface back on at this point, you could. And now we just have our battery and our cord. So I'm just going to undo. Oh no, we don't need that cord. We need this cord. So our battery here is just going to sit in the back there. Press the top button. It's looks like it's got some power to it right now as well. And then our cord, you're going to want to make sure the 90-degree angle goes in the side of your headset, and then the other one just that it goes directly into our back right here. There we go. Got the green light. It was already charged anyways, but you can see that the power is now going from here into there. So that's how you assemble it. I am going to go test it, and we'll come back and give you my review. Okay, I've had a chance to try it out. Let's talk about it. So overall design, this is almost like a hybrid type strap. It's more Elite style with some Halo type styles going in there as well. So let's go through it here. We got our pivot point here, which allows this to move up and down. We have it also allowing this top pad to move, which we are going to talk about. There's a knob for the top pad to loosen it or tighten it. Our back pad is nice and thick, nice and comfortable. Big open space to not get too hot on the back there. We got our battery here. It's just sitting in this pocket. It's not clipped in or anything, but it is very deep, and I didn't have any issues with it moving around or trying to fall out. If you were upside down though, then yes, it probably would. Oh, maybe not even fall out. There we go. There's that test. If you're upside down, it's not even going to fall out. So it does stay nice and snug in there. We got our dial, and we do have a little cable management tool right there that you can use if you would like. The battery has I think it says 8 different light shows that it can put on, or light variations that it can put on. It's supposed to resemble a panda, kind of give it a more fun look while you're playing. I guess if you're the one playing, you're not going to see it, but if there are other people around you, or when you're charging it or sitting on your desk, you can have those LEDs on to have it look a little bit cooler. Let's do a try on for you and talk about how it fits and comfort and stuff. So it's really easy to obviously loosen there and put on. I'm going to loosen this one as well and just kind of move that up for now. So if I tighten that onto the back of my head, I kind of like it in that spot there. I can tighten that down, and it does take a bit of weight off that top part of the head. So here's, you can see what it looks like there. Now, the reason I say this is kind of like a hybrid is because you can move this to the back, so you have more support on the back. It's kind of pulling things up this way, or I can loosen it and put it in the front, kind of more where that Halo type would be, and now that's taken pressure off the front of my face. I could definitely feel it right there. And in the middle there, when I kind of put it in the middle, it just kind of does a little bit of balancing on the both, but it feels more like an Elite strap here. So depending on the type of feel that you want can determine where you put that top strap. So it does give you a bit of kind of that custom feel, or depending what you're doing, might change how you adjust that. If you want more, keeping it tighter to the front of your face for more action games, I would move it back slightly. If you want things off the front of your face a little bit more, move it more to the front, like a Halo type strap. It is capable. I'm just going to show you here. If I take off the facial interface, move this to the front, tighten that there. If I tighten this on there, you are able to have this more like a Halo strap without a facial interface. However, I found for like more higher movement games, or really any too much medium movement games, I would say as well, there's a lot of shaking going on. I would only use this for more like productivity or watching shows, watching movies, things like that. I wouldn't use this for actual any gaming, as there's a lot of movement, because it's just a little pad right there. It's not the whole forehead pad that's going all the way around keeping things in place. That's kind of how it looks there. So it is comfortable. The padding's great. I do like that it is that hybrid design, giving you various options. Options are always great, in my opinion. Let's talk about the battery a bit more. Our capacity is 10,000 mAh. A great size battery, as we know, especially for the Quest 3, because the Quest 3 seems to rip through its standard battery. On their or on the Amazon listing there, it does say 4 to 5 hours. I think that's a little generous. It's more 3 to 4, depending on what you're doing of extra game time. So it does add a lot though, and that's right in league with the Bobo VR S3 and E3 Pro batteries, the KKCOB VR Q3 Pro batteries. It's right up there with all of those, so that's a really good capacity. I'm glad they didn't go with any less. It charges really well, and it's easy to charge yourself as well with the USB-C. So there's no issues with that. Weight-wise, we are looking at in total, the head strap and the battery are 475 grams. So that's a little bit more than I would say the average. The Bobo VR S3 Pro is the heaviest. We're looking more around 530 to 550 for that one. This one's 475. If you look at the H4 Boost by Kiwi Design, it's more on the 450 mark. The Ana Pro A3 Max is more the 430. Globular Cluster CMQ3 is more around that 420, 430 mark as well. So this is a little bit heavier. I didn't really notice it that much in terms of being a little bit heavier. It is slightly compared to some of the really lighter ones. If you're talking about battery head straps, and we talk about like the K4 Boost by Kiwi Design, that's 350 grams, the lightest one out there with the battery that I've tested. So this is going to feel like more than that. But with the design that they have, it does help balance that weight and lift that weight there, and it does a good job overall of distributing everything that it is doing. Price point we are looking at on regular price on Amazon.com. It's listed right now at $53. It is on sale currently at the time of posting this though for about $43 or $42, so $10 off. So that puts it actually quite a bit, well, $10 cheaper, $7 cheaper than some of its competitors in that same class. That price class puts it in league with head straps like the Bobo VR M3 Pro, the KKC OBVR Q3 Pro, and even the Ana Pro A3 Max. When that one's on sale, it was around $50 as well. So this puts this one below that. And so far, in my opinion, it's actually performed quite well. It just is slightly heavier. The battery design's a little bit different, but it does good at being a hybrid strap, in my opinion, giving you more than one option instead of just being a Halo or just being an Elite strap. And I will say that it did impress me overall. I didn't really know what to expect with it since it isn't one of the top brands, but so far it's so good. If you have any questions about it, make sure to let me know. I hope that I covered everything here for you. Check out my other reviews. We'll see you next time here on True North VR.